Derek Carr has had a long career in the NFL so far, and it's just always kind of confused me because I really don't know what type of quarterback Derek Carr really is. I mean, he's done some good things. He had a really good 2016 season. He's had some good seasons. He almost beat the Bengals, who would inevitably go on to go to the Super Bowl in the wild card round. And, he fought through a lot of adversity in 2021 and brought that team to the playoffs. But he really hasn't taken a huge leap in his NFL career. In Carr's time as a Raider, the Raiders have only made the postseason 2 times. The Oakland Raiders drafted Derek Carr out of Fresno State in the second round with the 36th overall pick, hoping his strong resume would lead to on-field success for the Oakland Raiders, who went 4-12 the previous year before getting Derek Carr. The Raiders finished 3-13 in Derek Carr's rookie year, but Derek Carr, stat-wise, didn't do terrible. 2015 was a huge step up for Derek Carr and the Raiders. They went 7-9, and Derek Carr was selected to his first Pro Bowl. I mean, not the best year record-wise, but Derek Carr looked pretty good, and Raiders fans were really optimistic for the 2016 season. And boy, oh boy, what a season the Raiders and Derek Carr had in 2016, going 12-4. But some unfortunate stuff happened as Derek Carr would completely break his fibula in 2016 and miss the rest of the season. But in conclusion, 2016 was a year to remember for the Raiders and Derek Carr. In 2017, they were dark horse Super Bowl contenders, and they were looking to have a big year. 2017 was one of the most disappointing seasons in Raiders history, and it will go down as Derek Carr's worst as well. So very disappointing for Derek Carr and for the Raiders in general. But 2018, maybe bounce back year, why not? 2018, 19, and 20 were pretty similar seasons for Derek Carr and the Raiders. They just really weren't that good in that time frame. Derek Carr still looked decent, but the team really just couldn't get it together at that time. It wasn't really Derek Carr. It was the things going on around him. Coaching was a bit weird. They ended up moving to Las Vegas. And, the team just really, didn't feel the same way they did in, 2016. But after 3 straight losing seasons, Derek Carr was on the hot seat. No one really knew what he was going to do in 2021. And people kind of wanted to see change in Las Vegas. 2021 was just really weird for the Raiders and Derek Carr, but I'd call it a good season for him. Interim head coach Rich Bisaccia and Derek Carr led the Raiders to their first playoff berth since 2016 at a 10-7 record. After losing their head coach, John Gruden, and their star receiver, Henry Ruggs, the Raiders were kind of lost, but Derek Carr, Rich Bisaccia, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, and that whole team worked together to bring that team to the playoffs. And, they almost beat my Cincinnati Bengals. I was actually pretty scared that game. I'm like, what's going on? But we ended up winning. But, as for the Raiders, they were pretty optimistic going into 2022 after that 2021 season. The Raiders even made a huge signing by picking up Davante Adams in the offseason. And, there was just a lot of optimism in Vegas for this Raiders team to be heavy playoff contenders. In a hard AFC West, the Raiders would really need to do something, and picking up Davante Adams would really, make the Raiders heavy playoff contenders. And so far, the 2022 season, like I was talking about earlier, has been a bit disappointing. The Raiders just really haven't found their rhythm yet. And, Derek Carr has just kind of looked a bit off. That offense really just hasn't been clicking. They're going to have to do a lot if they want to make the playoffs this year, but that's what we said last year too. After all the adversity the Raiders and Derek Carr fought through, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they come out after going 2-5 and head to the playoffs. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. But the question here is Derek Carr good or great? Is Derek Carr an elite quarterback? Well, I'm kind of in the fence. I'm kind of in the middle here. but I'd kind of lean towards good. So far, at least, I'd consider him good rather than great. And that's not me knocking on Derek Carr. I'm actually pretty high on Derek Carr. I've always thought he's underrated. But still, I think so far he hasn't been great. I don't think he's been like legendary or elite, but we'll just kind of have to see. I think he has a lot of career left to kind of prove himself. But yeah, comment down below your thoughts on Derek Carr, if he's a good quarterback, a great quarterback, how you think his future's looking. Do you think the Raiders are going to, pick it up and, get it together? I don't know. Just tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I won't read them. Actually, I will. I will read them because I get like 3 comments on these videos. Thanks for watching this career overview. I don't even know what this was. It was just me spewing my opinions on Derek Carr for 7 minutes. But yeah, have a good rest of your day.